What happens? I can cite, I think, hundreds of examples. I have not read everything what Eastern wisdom has. I told you we have 3,000 texts and teachings. Other teachings are of the masters are also written. Very well. Welcome, Christina. So you see what happens in your day-to-day life. One example I remember. Uh, Shankara was the name is the name of one of the great masters. So he was walking into the street and he stopped. A professor, you see, the academician, they talk a lot, but they don't have practical experience. Now, that's a normal perception. I'm not saying exceptions are always there. So he was remembering the rules of a grammar of a particular word. Just check what happens to these masters. So he stopped. There was no intention of stopping. There was no intention of stopping. He looked, he heard. The guy is remembering the rules of a grammar. When you remember the rules of a grammar, for example, Om. Take an example of Om. So in one studio in New Jersey, in yoga studio, you have beautiful yoga teachers. So she was reciting Aum. No, we should know the basics of the grammar, no problem. So when A and U combines in Sanskrit grammar, it becomes O. So you should not chant Aum, you should always chant Om. So you see, come back. Shankara was looking what happened. And knowledge was revealed into his mind. And he composed a verse. Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Govindam Bhaj Murdhamate, Samprapte Sannihite Kale, Nahi Nahi Rakshati, Dukrunna Karani. And then almost 5 or 6 verses he composed, and there are a lot of disciples were moving with him. So he asked that complete more verses. So it's a beautiful book known as Mohamudgar, hammering on delusion. So when you remove the delusion from the mind, you are awakened. Now just check the meaning of this verse. So the Shankara says, "O fool, grammar rules will not come to save you from the suffering. Simply repeating Om Om will not help you. You should understand the meaning." The more you understand, more you study, and more clarity you have, you can see that real self the way I see you. It has nothing to do with the blind belief. So what he says, "Oh fool, grammar rules, you may be a professor. Grammar rules will not protect you from suffering. Instead of wasting your time, what you should do, know real self. How? You see that the entire message is very clear. Know, know the real self by purified mind. You see the verse, the way it is composed, it gives you the entire message. It gives you the entire message. So he says that with the purified mind, with understanding, if you repeat, if you do meditate, it will change your life. Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Govindam, Bhaj Moodhamate. So the word Moodha means fool, foolishness. Ah, Sam looks very handsome. Very, he is already handsome, but looks much. So, what is our verse? Our verse today is 28th verse. We are again taking the same verse to understand it clearly. It says, ah, Tajapah, Tajapah, Tadarthpa Bhavanam. Or we can say, Tat Japaha. We should practice Om. Do you remember? We have covered what exactly is Om with the meaning. You see that simple thing. Brandy, I know, came through Kate and the Lara. I don't know too much about her. One day she introduced me to her honey, that's all. So the more I know, I have a clarity. The same way, the word Om, I know the meaning. And then I practice. It gives you that beautiful journey. You enter into inner peace and happiness. So, what the master says, Om meditation is to be done with repetition. You have to repeat the Om, but with understanding the meaning. Do you see that we designate Om to that consciousness which is all knowing, which is the teacher of all the teachers that we covered in last few weeks? What knowledge, understanding comes when I say Bill Gates? You see, huh? The more you know about him, more and more things becomes clear. So when you say Om, does the knowledge enters into your intellect? If not, you are simply saying Om, Om, it will not work. It has never worked. So understand little deeper. It is Om, means pure consciousness, all knowledge, pervading everywhere, anywhere. That is what happened to the Shankara. That is why I told you this story. He was walking. So, what happens? The knowledge starts revealing in you, and it is so natural. It will reveal to you, oh, this is what I have heard from the beard guy. That is what I have understood. Now that knowledge is revealing in me. That is the journey of higher meditation. So normally we say, yes, practice meditation, mindfulness of breath. Am I relaxed? Yes. Next moment, I'm stressed. It doesn't work that way. So, how to discover our true nature? By Om. So, understand little bit more and deeper. Last time we did the practice. So, why we did that practice? Understand it clearly so that we can go deeper. Now, see, yes, I told you before that I used to do practice of Goddess Durga. It is known as Goddess Durga, Goddess Durga, uh, which protects you from the fears. But if you understand the meaning, Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shanti Rupena Sanstita Namastasyai 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 Namo Nama. What is the meaning? O Goddess Durga, You are present as inner peace in all the beings of this earth. And that is why I'm bowing down. I bow down. I bow down. Otherwise, if you see the picture of Goddess Durga without meaning, your mind may go to sensuality. She is very beautiful goddess. Any, you see that? That is the meaning. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Buddhi Rupena Sanstita. So, O Goddess Durga, you are present in deep inside my heart and the heart of all the beings as wisdom, as intelligence. That is why I am bowing down. I bow down. I bow down. Now come back again to Om. So you see that I am saying Om. It is the first level, outermost level of I am acting. My body, my lips and tongue is using making some effort, and then I say Om, Om. So louder Om represents the physical body. Then Madhyama. Then the second Om represents my mind. Third Om represents my intellect. And the fourth Om transcends the body and the mind. So they are known as Vaikhari, Madhyama, Pashyanti, and Para. Pashyanti. Pashyanti means to see. Now see, you connected to this session. Did your mind repeat, oh, this guy, this is his name? No. You know it, you know, without even having a word. You know it, isn't it? You know it. I know, Brandy. Before I spoke, it is already there in the intellect. So our master says that you see that knowledge. Pashyanti. Pashyanti means to see. You see it. Think of it. If your intellect lives into that purified state, which people say mind reading, it is not a big deal. You are already there. They are not powers, they are very natural. So, Pashyanti means that you see that knowledge, you are aware of that. And then I have a desire. Just now, I have a desire. I asked, how are you, Stephen? So that happens in the mind first before you speak out. 3, you have to divide. In the mind, there is a desire that still remains inside. And the third level, then the same word and the speech is expressed loudly. Are you getting it? I'm trying to make it very simple. I know it's a Nad Yoga is a very interesting journey. Every word that you speak in the chant. So the 3 level, physical, mental. So it means at the mental level, when any thought comes, it is in the form of a desire. Should I tell you something? Don't don't go deeper, don't confuse yourself. Just maintain awareness. So I hold on some of the things. You can become aware of every event that is going to happen during the day through that mind by Om meditation. By Om meditation. So you can see in the intellect, one. Now you see in the intellect there is an element of the stress. Before it enters into the mind, you can change that. This is the power of the Om meditation. Om meditation. So there are four. The lowest level, Vaikhari. Vaikhari means spoken. Madhyama. So Madhyama means in between. So Madhyama means in between normally, but Madhyama uh, belongs to the mind. Oh, now I know the some thought waves are there in the form of a desire that happens in the mind. But from where it is coming? It is coming from the Pashyanti, the third level that is in the intellect. So, what the intellect gives us, the intellect gives us the knowledge. I can cite many examples. Oh, I know that beautiful girl. Who is that? You see that? Now the intellect is searching. Who is that? Who is that? Oh, her name starts from L. Oh, Lara. No, it happens to all of us. You see that? Huh? Okay, let me remember. Let me remember. Sometime you remember, sometime you don't remember. So when you don't recall, it means the intellect is impure. And when you can recall, the intellect instantly recalls that. So what is the message here? The master says the intellect knows these syllables, different syllables in a particular word or a sentence by which you can recall in the mind. I'm in stress, I'm in stress, I'm in stress, I'm in stress. The mind constantly repeats. It goes to the intellect. Then what happens in your life? You can think of it. You can think of it. Every day you wake up in the morning, oh, I have been suffering from chronic so and so problem. You are feeding, you are creating those impressions. They will bounce back. So for those people, this Om meditation is definitely is going to. Now see the other part of it. That too is quite interesting to know. Mm. Om. The word A represents what it represents. A, U, Ma. These three represents waking state, dream state, sleep state, and to God, Om together represents the transcendental state. Why it represents that? So when you are doing this meditation or any meditation, even if you have not heard, in the fourth state of meditation, you start hearing those vibrations of Om. From there, the revelation of the knowledge takes place. So you see the connection. When intellect is clear, you get some, I don't say intuition, but you get some single syllable, huh? And that reveals the knowledge. The knowledge is there. It has yet to reveal in the words, but you get some some revelations which are known in yoga as a seed mantra. Aim, Hreem, Kleem, a lot of seed mantra, thousands of the seed mantra discovered by our masters. That takes us to a deeper state of meditation. But one thing is sure. One thing is sure. Om meditation does two great things. It purifies your mind. The moment you have a purification, it leads to a deeper, relaxed, and calm state. Second thing, if you continue, it reveals the knowledge of the reality. Knowledge of the reality. I told you that Nada Yoga is totally a different discipline. We understand each and every word, the nada, the sound. Yes, one more thing to understand. When you have told me, I saw many colors and visions in the form, it happens in the Pashyanti stage. So Pashyanti represents the colors, vision, big and small images. So it means the mind has gone deeper. Mind has risen from the lower to the higher consciousness. But Leslie, no comparison of experiences. I still remember we have to continue our journey. You know, no comparison. So at the Madhyama level, you have an experiences of heaviness and the lightness in the body. You see how they have related and they have understood the entire process of meditation and variety of experiences. And we already know at the outer level, when I speak something, hey, how are you? So you also respond. So that we know it all. And at the para level, at the highest level of Om, it is only the pure knowledge. The essence of the real self is revealed. In brief, we have understanding now from where we have started the journey, what exactly is yoga in the first four sutra. Then we understand what is the cause of our suffering in the perhaps in the next 7 or 8 sutras. Then we understood what do you mean by the practice, if you can recall, regular practice with the wisdom. Then we understood what are the two higher states of meditation. And after that, in couple of the sutras, we understood, yes, what we understood, what exactly is the real self. Yeah? And ultimately, we found that that real self can be designated, named as Om, and then we are understanding Om. So, meditation. So, in the next almost 8 or 9 sutras, we will understand. That is another beauty of this text. What do we understand? We will understand this Om meditation or any meditation removes all the obstacles on the path of awakening. Then we will understand obstacles on the path of meditation. What are the 4 signs of obstacles on the path? You feel those signs. So if you have those signs in the body and the mind, make sure your mind needs to be purified. How to do the regular practice? What are the 4 great tips to remove obstacles in daily life? And how you can even purify the mind by the pranayama to succeed in meditation. So, lot of sutras will follow. So, after understanding, today again we will follow. Today again we will follow the same meditation, and